Hi, everybody. I'm Jenica Davis Hockett. I use she, her pronouns, and I work in lifespan faith engagement. And today I've got on a woolly white sweater because it's kind of chilly here in Salt Lake City, where I'm from. And I've got my hair pulled up in a messy bun with bangs. And I want to introduce you to the community building map to deeper joy, which was illustrated by Claire Pullen, who is a Unitarian Universalist visual storyteller. So, here it is. Behind me, this is it's a whimsical, colorful, illustrated map depicting a variety of enchanting places. I smile whenever I look at this map because it's got a playful, inviting color palette with these vibrant greens and blues and earthy tones. And it reminds me of like a journey through a mystical landscape. It has so much fun detail. Like there's all these different colors of blue from cerulean to teal that denote the different depths of the water at the bottom of the map. And the banners at each location, they add a handmade touch to the map as if each label was lovingly crafted just for this adventure. So this is the way that we talk about the different aspects or features of community building. We believe that community building is nonlinear and responsive, meaning you're going to meet your group where it's at, and then you're going to take them where they need to go. And you may visit the same location on the map multiple times, and there's no predetermined final destination. The locations on the map represent different features of a community based on what the group experiences together. So a leader or a facilitator has a number of choices to make about what experiences they want to offer the group to shape those desired features. And these community features are represented as landmarks or different places on this community building map. So located in the top left corner of the map are the canyons of deeper sharing. These are twisty, turny canyons that are depicted with a deep red rock orange winding paths that are filled with sparkling water. And then right in the heart of the map is the healing springs, which bubble with magical clear blue water surrounded by lush greenery and weeping willows. The stretching river is a waterway that connects basically every corner of the land. It meanders down from the canyons of deeper sharing and is fed by the healing springs. And then after it passes through some rapid making rocks, it splits into tributaries and opens into the bonding harbor. And on the right side of the stretching river is the forest of affirmation. And that's a happy grove of trees. And at the edge is a little wooden sign that's kind of a welcoming sign. And found in the top right corner, there are dramatic gray cliffs that are towering above crashing blue waves. And that's labeled the Cliffs of Exclusivity. Standing tall on the far right middle edge of the map is a red and white striped lighthouse named the Covenant Lighthouse that beams with a bright yellow guiding light. And below the lighthouse, kind of in the bottom right, is a sunny opening up beach that has dunes and grasses and some fencing, and the waves are very soft on the shore. Situated near the bottom center-ish of the map is the crescent-shaped bonding harbor. And it has one sailboat in it and another one approaching, and their little red flags are waving to each other excitedly in the wind. In the bottom left corner is another crescent shape called the Tepid Bay. And it's somewhat isolated from the other parts of the map. There are two sailboats in the bay, and they're pointing away from each other, and there's no wind, so their little red flags droop as the sailboats drift. Okay, so let's go through each of these features briefly so you know what they represent, and we'll start by zooming into the bonding harbor. So the first step in community building is to identify some cohesiveness and a very low stakes sense of contributing to the collective. So this is where people ask, is it safe to let down my guard just a little right? So a facilitator can lead the group in activities that offer experiences of cooperation and play together to really get the most out of the bonding harbor. And you can think of the tepid bay almost like a mirror to the bonding harbor. Many groups are going to find themselves here. This is where members are non-committal because they don't feel like they matter to the group. Maybe the group is stuck here because of a sense of safety that's been broken or was never established. And activities that help get groups out of the tepid bay are ones that make clear the sense of purpose of the group so that members know what they are committing to. Okay, now let's go to the opening up beach. This is where we share low risk or non-threatening stuff about ourselves and our lives. When we feel like our shares are received, are considered and valued, then our sense of safety increases. And activities that inspire people to share about themselves without having to risk too much vulnerability yet will fit well in this opening up beach. Eventually, though, we're going to go to the stretching river because we've got to get out of our comfort zones. And this is where we dare to try new things and be a little risky, right? The trials, problem-solving opportunities, and challenges, all these things can bring a group closer to each other. And when we're picking group activities here, a facilitator has to pay close attention to the fact that what feels risky for one person might be no sweat for another person and might be completely out of the question for others. The stretching river may lead to the canyons of deeper sharing, right? Not always, and it's not, it doesn't have to, but with the right conditions and preparation, groups can go there. So facilitators can pick activities that support telling stories about ourselves or sharing about our feelings and our situations, or they can choose practices for making shared memories and sharing moments of awe. So wherever you go on this map, I hope that you will visit the healing springs often. Because when there's hurt or harm, the way we show up for each other really matters, right? Repair, amends, recovery, all these are vital on our journey to deeper joy. So activities in the healing springs are going to bolster our immunity and our resilience to all the ills of the world with preventative measures. And these are practices that help us to love our whole selves and love ourselves whole. Another place for feeling the love is in the forest of affirmation. When we value others' experiences, witness their growth, support them in their tender moments, then our trustworthiness increases. And these are activities for offering gratitude for each other and for the group as a whole, and for celebrating our differences and our gifts. Now, beware, but don't fear the cliffs of exclusivity. There are two sides to exclusivity, right? On one hand, we want to watch out for these jagged borders that actively or even inadvertently keep others out instead of drawing the circle wider. And on the other hand, we have to remember what Priya Parker calls generous exclusion, where the guest list, if you will, is exclusive based on the purpose or the principles or the values of that gathering. And facilitators can use activities that help us both pay close attention to inclusion and accessibility while maintaining those parameters and those boundaries of our purpose. And last, but certainly not least, let's talk about that covenant lighthouse. Like a red and white striped beacon in rough waters, the agreements that we make with one another guide our way. So I think of our covenants as our UU theology of messing up and trying again. They are what we can refer back to when we get lost. And there are many ways that we craft and review our covenants, probably as many ways as there are groups or individual Unitarian Universalists. So this section has a lot of different processes that you can choose from. So those are the current features on the community building map to deeper joy. And my hope is that you can pick this up and you can use it often. If you want more background information about how Deeper Joy came to be, you can check out the overview video. If you feel like you're ready to jump into facilitating, you can pursue the whole collection of videos and activities, games, practices on uua.org/deeper-joy. So that's uua.org/deeper-joy. And here's to many joyful connections. Be well, take care, and spread love, everybody. Bye for now.